Hello and welcome to I24 News Sports Daily Magazine with all the latest scores and stories from the world of sports. We have football, basketball, cycling and much more coming up, but we begin, of course, with the tennis and with the final of the US Open. Anyone who puts some money ahead of the tournament on the final, being Marin Cilic against Kei Nishikori, is today a very rich man. Very few people, if any, would have thought these would be the two to make it to the final. The fact that they were there while other names like Djokovic, Federer or Wawrinka were out was a huge surprise. The only problem is, in the final, there can only be one winner, and it was the Croatian. Michael Friedman with a recap of what is already called the most surprising final in the history in Flushing Meadows.
The unlikely US Open men's final showcased number 11 ranked Kei Nishikori versus number 16th ranked Marin Cilic. Nishikori upset the number 1 player in the world, Novak Djokovic, and Cilic upset the number 2, Roger Federer, in the semifinals. The Japanese player came into the match ahead of the Croatian with a 5-2 advantage, having won the last 3 matches. The two players met 3 times in the US Open, as Nishikori won in 5 sets in 2010 and Cilic winning in 4 sets in 2012. The match started off well for Cilic, going up in the first set to win 6-3. The second set would not be a problem for the Croatian either, winning 6-3. Nishikori would try to come back in the third set, but Cilic would show his strength with a beautiful lob, leaving the Japanese player helpless. Cilic would then serve out championship point with a beautiful backhand winner. The Croatian would fall to the floor in celebration as he won his first ever Grand Slam. His friends and families were celebrating this meaningful victory. The fans in Croatia were watching intensely and would jump up and down in celebration as Cilic won the 3rd men's Grand Slam title. The fans danced in the street with flares and fireworks. Cilic's father was also extremely proud of his son as he watched from a bar in Croatia.
Emotions are overwhelming. I don't know what to say. This is phenomenal. This is great. It's crazy now out here. You can only see this here. You see Marin's friends and his supporters. Just phenomenal.
Cilic is the lowest ranked champion since Pete Sampras, who was 17th in the world at the US Open in 2002 in New York.
It feels amazing. I mean, there are no words to describe it, and for sure my life is gonna be completely different now. And before the tournament, it was miles and miles away to be even thinking about the Grand Slam trophy, especially here. I knew I was playing well, but to put it all together in 2 weeks after, like in all different conditions against so many good players, it was difficult to think about. And today I'm a Grand Slam champion among all these great players that we have in our era, and just feels absolutely amazing.
Despite the disappointing loss for Nishikori, he knows this was a great advancement for tennis in Japan.
I even see a lot of news from Japan, and it's great to bring great news to Japan. And tennis is not been biggest sport in Japan, so women's yes, but men's never make this far. So very happy to make another history, and great compliments, and hopefully I can win next time and have something more good result like this.
The Japanese fans were watching in hopes of winning their first ever title, but believe Nishikori will win a Grand Slam title for their country in the future. The match ended with Cilic winning 6-3, 6-3, and finally 6-3 again.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2014 US Open champion.
The Croatian was crowned the 2014 US Open champion.
Football now, and the Euro 2016 qualifiers continue. With more matches last night, there were low expectations from England ahead of their match in Switzerland. Maybe that is what the Three Lions need. England won 2-0 in Basel. Danny Welbeck was the hero, scoring both goals, the second one coming in stoppage time to secure the valuable 3 points. And after the disappointment in the World Cup, this was a great relief for manager Roy Hodgson.
I'm very, very pleased. This was always going to be a difficult game because Switzerland don't lose at home. I think the last time, fun enough, was when England beat them. So we've got a little double there. And we had to work hard for it because we missed our chances earlier. I thought we created the chances but didn't put them away. But when Danny eventually scored, then it was going to open up on the counter-attack, and when we can counter-attack against teams, the pace and the energy and the youth of the team is shown to good effect.
In other matches last night, European champions Spain had a perfect start to their campaign, thrashing Macedonia 5-1 in Valencia. Also in Group C, Slovakia won in Ukraine and Belarus were unable to win in Luxembourg. In England's group, Estonia beat Slovenia and Lithuania won in San Marino. And victories for Russia and Montenegro in Group G. Sweden managed a 1-1 draw with Austria in Vienna. One more night of qualifiers is still ahead, and we have an interesting fixture in Prague where the Czech Republic will host the Netherlands. The visitors, semi-finalists of the recent World Cup in Brazil, seem to be the favorites, but their defeat last week in a friendly in Italy raised some concerns. New manager Guus Hiddink will miss Bayern Munich star Arjen Robben. Wesley Sneijder and Robin van Persie, on the other hand, will be in the squad expected to win tonight, but Hiddink knows the team in front is very dangerous.
Peter Cech and one defender made a mistake, and that cost them a goal that was very easy for the Americans to score. But during the match, the Czechs made 4 or 5 very nice chances. That's a team that can play attractive football.
This match is also a great test for the home team, which is coming off a rather disappointing period. The good old days of Pavel Nedved, Karl Poborski, and Jan Koller are now part of history. The current team did not make it to the last 2 World Cups. They did play in the European Championships, but were not very impressive. Now it's the chance to start over, but the Czechs know the rivals tonight are extremely strong. Midfielder Tomáš Rosický knows some of the opponents very well. He played with Robin van Persie in Arsenal, and he knows how hard it is to keep him from scoring.
It will be very difficult to give any advice on how to defend Robin van Persie. He is a perfect striker who can score from any position, with his left foot or right foot, and using his head. We played in the same team for more than 5 years, and I think he is a very intelligent player. He'll be very dangerous for our team.
Another interesting match to watch is the one in Oslo, where Norway will host Italy. The new Italian manager, Antonio Conte, said himself last week that Italy is not as strong as it used to be, as there are no new talents. Therefore, he expects the Squadra Azzurra to go back to basics, which is playing together as a team and not rely on one star. The spirit of the team is something he sees much more important than the 11 men he will eventually put on the pitch.
I hope you will be able to see a team with enthusiasm, with great desire to play football, with the will to win and to show our pride on the pitch, aside from who will actually play among them.
Other matches tonight will see Iceland hosting Turkey, Bosnia against Cyprus, and Croatia will host Malta. Now to the politics of football. There was a lot of criticism against FIFA President Sepp Blatter this year, but that does not stop him from running to office once again. He may be 78, he may be seen by many as one of the most corrupt people in world sports, but as far as Blatter is concerned, he should remain at least for one more term as the president of the world's football governing body, and judging by his words, his decision will make many people happy.
I will inform the executive committee. It's a question of respect also to say then to the football family, yes, I will be ready. I will be a candidate. You see, a mission is never finished, and my mission is not finished. And then I got through the last the Congress in
Basketball now, and the Mundo Basket is reaching the final stages. Quarterfinals will be held tonight and tomorrow, and obviously the team to watch is the USA. The Stars and Stripes will take on Slovenia tonight in the final 8 stage. They did not face any significant trouble so far, and judging by their 101-71 win over Slovenia in an exhibition match ahead of the tournament, they will probably make it tonight to the semis, but they know it's not time to celebrate just yet.
We're the favorite. I guess. I mean, we're just gonna go out there and play every game, like we have to in order to win. We're not worried about reaching the finals right now. We're worried about this game that's coming up tomorrow, and that's Slovenia.
In another quarterfinal, European champions France will tackle the host nation Spain. This was the semi-final in the European Championship last summer. Back then, France stunned the Spaniards to qualify to the final. But this time, Tony Parker will not be there. And if that is not enough, the match is held in Madrid. But don't expect the French to give up. They believe they can pull the surprise once again.
This team is very strong, but beatable. A quarterfinal at home is not easy to manage in terms of pressure. So the pressure will not be on our side. That's obvious. So we will use that to our advantage.
2 more quarterfinals are set for tonight and tomorrow. Turkey, who pulled a final seconds win over Australia in the previous round, will try to get by the powerful Lithuanians in Barcelona. And in Madrid, Brazil, who beat Argentina in the South American Clásico, will try to do the same, this time against the powerful Serbians. We just heard Nicolas Batum speak of the pressure on the home team, something he and his teammates will have to deal with next summer. France will host the final stages of the 2015 European Basketball Championships. The tournament was originally planned to take place in Ukraine, but due to the situation in the eastern part of the country, it was moved. The preliminary stages will be held in 4 countries: France, Germany, Latvia, and Croatia, and the finals will take place in the giant 27,000-seat arena in the French city of Lille. The new season in the NFL just started last week, and we already have one major controversy. Ray Rice was let go by the Baltimore Ravens on Monday and suspended indefinitely by the NFL after a video was released showing the running back striking his wife in February. The video, released by TMZ Sports, shows Rice and Janae Palmer in an elevator at an Atlantic City casino. They both hit each other before Rice knocks Palmer off her feet. After the video surfaced on the internet, the Ravens were quick to react, saying the team terminated the contract of Ray Rice effective immediately. Cycling now, and we take you to the 16th stage at the Vuelta de España. Probably the hardest stages for the riders, but those that are the most interesting to watch are those that end in a summit, meaning the big climbers fight it out all the way to the end. This was the case here, as the 160-kilometer stage ended in La Farraponga, nearly 1,800 meters high. As expected, it was the battle of the heavyweights. Alberto Contador and Chris Froome, and the Spaniard, who is also the overall leader, prevailed to win the first stage of the Sears Vuelta, and even more important, gain another minute on his closest rival in the overall leader, Alejandro Valverde. Mongolia is not a place we usually think about when we speak about bicycle races. Well, maybe we should think again. These are the images from the Genco Mongolia Bike Challenge, a week-long race around the lonely stretches of this East Asian country. It's not as competitive as the Vuelta, for example. Amateurs can also join, but at the end of the day, it is still a race, and if it's a race, there's a winner. This year, it was Corey Wallace from Canada who recorded the fastest time after the 7 stages. And now we want to show you some more basketball, only a bit different than what you think. The King of the Rope one-on-one basketball show took place in Taiwan this weekend. It's a one-on-one with games taking place simultaneously on 2 courts. It was a tough contest, but at the end of the night, Kivinac Dunler from Turkey was crowned champion after beating Orlando Ortega from Panama 11-4 in the grand final. Harrison Barnes from the Golden State Warriors in the NBA handed in the trophy. What a night for Dunler. We started the show with tennis, and we will end with something that resembles tennis. It's the familiar version of table tennis, only with a twist. The ball is bigger, and instead of the paddle, you play with your head. The new sport, already known as headies, is gaining popularity in Germany. Believe it or not, there are 10 headies tournaments throughout the year. If you want to catch the next one, it will take place at the beginning of October, so hurry up and get your tickets. Just before we end, we'll recap the top stories. Marin Cilic is the new champion of the US Open, and we will take another look at the results last night from European football. Spain beat Macedonia 5-1 in Valencia, and England won 2-0 in Switzerland, again showing that the team can recuperate, both teams can recuperate from their disappointing runs at the World Cup. And big games coming up tonight. Norway will host Italy. And in Prague, it will be the Czech Republic against the Netherlands. And that's it for us today. Don't forget, you can watch us anytime on our website at i24news.tv. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter. Thank you for watching and have a beautiful day.